Hey everyone, this is Space Marine 2112 with another music tier list ranking video for you. I was thinking about doing like Black Sabbath or Ozzy solo stuff today since he just died, which is an extremely sad thing to hear. Luckily, he'd had his farewell concert. I kind of watched some of the videos, and it was very heartwarming to see that. I mean, for everything going on in his life, I think he sounded pretty good. I mean, just like Geddy Lee on the last tour, you can't expect him to be like he was 30 something years ago. It was cool to see all the original members there, and they rocked out, and it was really kind of a good thing. And he's with his family and everything, so I'm glad that even though he died, he kind of died peacefully. So I was thinking about doing those albums. The problem is, I don't know enough about those albums. I know the hits. I know like their first three albums, and then I know Heaven and Hell and some stuff in between there. But really, I have never deep dived into every single song from every single album, and that's what I have to do for these ranking videos before I even allow myself to do them. So I was getting this all set up today, and then I realized even for Yes, I've never heard this Keys Studio thing, so I had to look it up, and it has all the singles that were on the Keys to Ascension albums, which I never really looked at because I looked at them, I'm like, oh, that's all live stuff. So, I still don't even know too much about this, so I gotta look into this one. I'm not going to rank Keys Studio yet. I did a little clipping through to see parts of it. It sounds good. If I do rank it, I'm probably going to put it in the middle, but I mean, there's just so many albums. I mean, we're even including one technical non-Yes album, but it might as well be Yes, the Anderson, Bruford, Wakeman, Howe album. That album is fantastic, but that's basically Yes, and if you include all the other, Yes has been a band with a lot of drama throughout the years, so there's all sorts of different versions of Yes. There's the ARW Yes, they came out with other albums with like two or three of them. I don't know. It's a whole thing. So I thought this list here was a pretty good list. It has both Fly From Here's, and I gotta be honest. Which one is the Return Trip one? That's the only one I've ever heard on Spotify. I know that they are both the same song with different vocals and I think a different keyboardist. I personally like the Return Trip one a little bit better, but the other one is not terrible, so both of them are good. I'm not going to say it's not terrible. It's good. It's just I kind of like the vocals as they were redone on the Return Trip. I don't know if it was Trevor Horn that redid the vocals or John Davidson. Either way, I think it's just one slight step above. So I'm going to probably put them together because I haven't heard the original version enough to really truly tell you where it would go and the rest of the ranking. But again, I'm going to try my best here. I needed to do something musical because, after Ozzy's passing, so I'm like, you know what, I'll do this band because I was going to do Bee Gees or something because I have heard all their albums, believe it or not, but I have not done Black Sabbath yet, so I got to do that. But I thought I'd go in a little bit more of a rockin' direction, so Yes ended up working out for today. So, without any further delay, I will get into it. Now, I could go into all the different songs and all these albums. That's going to take a little bit too long, so I'm kind of just going to go with my gut feeling and tell you why I would put it in a certain area. Now, 90125, a lot of people, this is a controversial one because a lot of people that like the earlier stuff and really only like that kind of sound, they're not going to like this 80s Trevor Rabin type stuff. I like both. It's kind of like with Rush. They had a kind of an 80s keyboard phase, and then they came back out of it with some heavier stuff. They're all over the place. Of course, I love Steve Howe on the guitar. He's a little bit more complex and intricate than Rabin, but Rabin does rock really well. I like both. And in terms of the songs in this album, they're all very catchy, and they're just excellent instrumentation on all of them. Really, I think there's only... I know I wasn't going to get into the songs. There's like one song on the album. Was it City of Love or one of them? One of them is like... With the too many... Like, the vocals, like... what is it like where they're kind of go like even that one's not bad, but I don't like that one quite as much because it's more about the vocal performance instead of the instruments. But even then, it's a catchy song. So I'm gonna put this up at S because it is their most commercially successful album that I know of. So yeah, I'm gonna put it there. Anderson, Bruford, Wakeman, Howell. I mean, just an amazing album. I could actually, since I have Yes pulled up on Spotify, I'd have to actually look up this band. But I really liked most of the songs, and this is like back to kind of sounding like old Yes, really, but really because it is old Yes. But it's kind of more in the modern era. I forgot when it came out. Was it late '80s or early '90s? Whatever it was. I really do enjoy the songs on here. It's kind of a return to form. I'm going to put it up here at A. I mean, it's not like an album that, again, I listen to it quite a bit, but it is not like the quintessential Yes. It is technically not even a Yes album, so I can't really put it up an S tier. But it's extremely good. Big Generator, again, this is right after 90125. I really like all the songs in here, too. Especially Shoot High, Aim Low. That one's really good. Love Will Find a Way is really good. I don't like it quite as much as 90125. And again, if I really had to look at these, I do like the earlier Yes more so than the later Yes in general. Obviously, I have this up there. So I'm going to put this at B for now and see where that moves to later. Close to the Edge. I mean, hey, I can talk about the songs in this one because there's only 3 of them. But, you got Close to the Edge itself, which might be one of the best prog rock pieces of all time. And then And You and I, which is just a beautiful piece. That's also in my top 10 Yes songs, probably. And then Siberian Katru or Katu or whatever, I can never say it. But that's an excellent song as well, mainly instrumental. So, or it could be, is it completely instrumental? I can't quite remember. Whatever it is, it is it's their best album in my opinion. I know everyone says that, so I don't want to just board the bandwagon here, but I don't know. I agree. Close to the Edge is as proggy as you could get pretty much, and it's beautiful. Beautiful. I mean, Anderson's vocals and the whole thing are they really soar and just put it all together, man. It's just great. So yeah, that's where that belongs. Now, Fragile. This one, or no, not Fragile. Drama. I don't know why I said Fragile. Drama is the only one. Well, and except I gotta look that up. I think Trevor Horn is also on the return trip, but maybe he's not. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Either way, this is either the only one or the one of 2 times that Trevor Horn sang. Apparently, he didn't do too well on tour, but I think he sounds pretty darn good for the album. Very similar to Anderson. I actually think Drama, I know that this was the last one kind of their early phase, or it was 1980, so they were kind of getting into more of that 80s sound, but again, I really like Machine Messiah, Does It Really Happen? Tempest Fugit was the first one I heard off of this album, and that's an excellent song as well. Don't know much about the other ones. I think I've heard them once or twice, and I didn't really catch hold of them. But I still think Drama's quite a good album. I'm going to put it kind of in B. And again, for here, any Yes album is going to be at least pretty darn good. So none of these, even if I put it in B, it stands for very good. I don't know. I don't know what other word. Big time good. I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, they're all good. They're all good. So even if it's in D, it's going to be at least a decent album. D for decent. There we go. That's what we can do. D for decent. So yeah, that's where I'm going to put that. Both of the Fly from here's I'm going to just rank as the same because I don't know enough about the intricacies between them to really tell you which one I like better. I think I like the return trip better, but I don't know which one. It actually has their return. So this is Return Trip. I actually really thoroughly like this album. The whole suite's good, and then some of the other songs on the second side are good as well. So I'm going to put this up in, well, because then you look at what's coming up. But I really do like it. Okay, so I'm going to put it here for now, and I'm going to put this one down at B, and we will reevaluate at a later point. Because now we're getting the Fragile, another one of those one-word albums. That's probably why I got it mixed up. This one has got all the hits. You got the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Roundabout. I don't watch anime. I just know that meme is like one of the first times I heard the song, and then I heard the song later on. I'm like, that's the song. I mean, this album's stacked as well. It's got to go up an S tier. I mean, there's just too many S tier albums from Yes. This is going to make it very difficult. But I mean, what's there to say? I think every single song of this album is at least very good. At least. So from there we move to From a Page. Or wait, yeah, this is From a Page. I got to look at this one again. I liked To the Moment, The Gift of Love. And then there's a bunch of live ones on disc 2. I don't remember anything else from this. Words on a Page, Turn from the Turn of a Card. Yeah, I don't know many of the other ones from this album. It's kind of just there for me. I do like From the Moment or To the Moment. So I don't know. I'm gonna put it at C. Again, it's not bad. Like anything, yes, it's going to be at least pretty decent to listen to, but it's not one of my favorites. I might even move it down to decent here later. We'll see. But then we got, what's it called again? Gosh, I'm blanking on the name of this album. The big one, Going for the One. I always get this and Big Generator mixed up. I always call it The Big One or something. I'm like, I know that's not the name. It's Going for the One. I'm going to put this at A. I think this is also a fantastic album. It's, after all their huge, crazy progressive albums like Relayer and Tales from Topographic and Close to the Edge. So you're starting to wind down a little bit. It's still got some pretty epic songs on it, though. I love Going for the One itself. Turn of the Century, Parallels, Wondrous Stories is amazing. I told you I wasn't going to go through songs, and here I am going through songs. Yeah, definitely towards the top of A. I mean, these kind of have a similar vibe in my opinion. They're all, great. So this is at least got to be an A. I think it's really good. I don't dislike anything on it. And then you got, this was one of their newer ones, right? Yeah, there's, trying to look up the name again because I keep forgetting these. It's not showing up on Spotify. Wow. That makes me sad because now I'm not going to remember what the heck it was called. Okay, well, because Spotify keeps changing things. Let me look up Yes albums. Just to get the correct name of this, because it's too pixelated on the screen. Well, here it is, Heaven and Earth. That's right. Yeah, the thing I don't like about Spotify is it continues to uploads an album, right? And it has it as a remastered version of the album. So the old album's gone. So all the songs that I added from that album are gone. And then I go do this tier list, oh yeah, what songs did I like from it again? And I'll remember 2 of them because, I like so many songs. It's hard to keep track of the billions of songs that I got on my playlist. And they remove all of them because it's they replace that album. And then now this album isn't even on here. I'm going to look up Heaven and Earth on Spotify, and it's probably not even there. It's Heaven and Hell by Black Sabbath. Yeah, it's no longer there. Well, so yeah, Spotify has some issues to work at. I remember liking at least 2 or 3 songs from this album. I could not tell you the names of them right now because, you know what? I know, I'm doing this impromptu here. You know what? Because I don't want to slack on this or have to redo this video. I'm gonna get this right, gosh dang it. The Game. Yeah, that's the one I remember. That one was good. Probably because Chris Squire helped write it. He's awesome. I think Believe Again was pretty decent. In a World of Our Own was pretty decent. Yeah, I can't remember everything else. I think even To Ascend might have been decent. I don't know. It's one of those newer albums. You know, there's a couple songs that I really like from it, a couple that are pretty good, and then a couple that I don't really care too much about. Cool album artwork. I mean, they're definitely going back to the originals with all this album artwork. I do love pretty much all that they got going on there. But again, it's gonna go down and C for me. It's just one of those type of albums. Um, Key Studio, again, like I was just saying, I need to listen to these songs. I did not know there were singles on these live records, so I guess I gotta figure this out. It sounded pretty good though, so I'm not gonna discredit it, and I'm also not gonna praise it yet. I'm gonna put it here at B, and if I gotta redo this, because they're gonna keep coming out with albums, let's be honest. Until the day Steve Howe dies, Yes is gonna be alive. So you know what? If they come out with more, I'll redo this tier. I might even redo this tier list anyway. Might do like Yes tier list revamped here in like a year or something. So anyway, I'm gonna go back to this and do it again at some point. Magnification, I'm bringing up to A. I like almost every single song of this album, especially like the title track and stuff. Let me, I'm doing the music, the songs anyway, so I might as well go back to it. But I love the orchestra. I love rock music that has the orchestra. That's why I love that like live S&M Metallica concert and so many other things that just contain that's why I like Renaissance, because they got the orchestra with them. I'll have to do a tier list of them eventually. Just anything with really good orchestration is just my go-to. Anything that's like rock or even like especially heavy stuff, like Dream Theater, with Jordan Rudess on the keyboards mimicking all those sounds a lot, like with Octavarium and all that. That's just peak Dream Theater for me. Spirit of Survival, Give Love Each Day, Can You Imagine, In the Presence of, that whole suite. I mean, Time is Time. Yeah, so many of these songs are just so awesome, and I just love the orchestration on it. So this has got to go up here. Actually, I would say it's above Fly From Here for me. I don't know if it's above their quintessential like sound here, but it's really good. I like that they branched out and tried something new. And we got this album, which it's like Open something. What is Open Your Eyes? Yeah, that's it. Again, it's still got Trevor Rabin on it. I still think it's good. The title track is good. New State of Mind, Universal Garden, No Way We Can Lose, Love Shine. Those are all the ones that I have added to my playlist. But again, it is not quintessential Yes. It's just good songs that I'll listen to. I've already forgotten what most of them sound like, though. So I'm gonna put it at B, and I'm gonna have to reorganize some of these later. But it's there. It's good, kind of like Big Generator. I like most of it, but it is not the quintessential Yes. Notice I've not put anything down a decent. I'm gonna have to move some things down at some point. Relayer. When I first heard Relayer, when I was starting to get into Yes, I thought this album was just a cluster F. It was all over the place. I couldn't keep up with it. I'm like, what the heck is going on here? So I actually did not like it originally. And then I started getting into more complex stuff, and I started to really appreciate who Yes was as a band. And then I came back to it, and Gates of Delirium, and I like all three songs on it. It's just I had to get into the fact that they're basically mimicking a war in Gates of Delirium and stuff, and it's very complex stuff, but I've come to really appreciate it and actually love going back to it all the time now. So I'm going to put it at A. I'm not going to say it's S, but it's now one of my favorites. So, I think that's a good place to put it. Now, this is going to be an unpopular opinion here. Tales from Topographic Oceans. Right. Okay, so it's a little bit out there. I know John Anderson was kind of experimenting with like other, talking about other religions and things. I forgot, like, is this like Buddhism or something like that? And this, I don't know. It's interesting. The songs are all extremely long. There's like 2 songs per side. There's a lot of like experimental instruments and stuff on them. There's really good moments. And actually, I did add the Remembering and High the Memory as the one song that I actually added from this album onto my playlist because I liked it enough to add it. But there's just a lot of weird moments and like kind of softer, slower moments. There's just things that I can't quite get into about this album. I'm not saying it's not an extremely complex and really good instrumental-wise type album and all that. I mean, they're still firing on all cylinders here, and tons of people would put this as an S-tier album, but for me, I can't listen to it. It's just kind of drags on, and the topic doesn't really interest me as much. I don't know. I'm gonna get some flack for this one, but it's at the bottom. It's at the bottom for me. Again, it's not bad. It's not a bad album. You're not gonna find a bad Yes album, but it is not. It's not for me. I don't know. And this is gonna make people even more mad. I would say that Talk, even Talk, is above Tales from Topographic Oceans. Now, again, I do like all the songs on. I'm gonna say most of the songs on Talk as well. They even have like that Endless Dream suite that's pretty long, kind of harkening back to some of the earlier stuff with the long songs. But yeah, I really do like the songs from this album. But again, it's another one of those Trevor Rabin albums, and it's not quintessential Yes, but it is definitely stuff that I go back to occasionally, and it's just kind of good driving type music. Not like driving like in a car. Well, I'll listen to it driving in a car, but yeah, a lot of people go off on this. I still like it. I mean, again, they're all just different sounds for Yes, and I like both, so that's what I'm going to go with. The Ladder is fantastic. You got, I think Steve Howe's back with them at this point. And I think so. Yeah, and everything is just, this is a great album. I'm going to put it in A. You got Homeworld, The Ladder, and then I got Finally, The Messenger, and then I think Face to Face was pretty good, if I remember correctly. Spotify did that thing again, so I can't really remember all the songs I liked from it, but I at least liked half of this album, and the half of the album that I did like was very, remembering, kind of reminded me of earlier Yes, and it has like a great sound, and it's just really cool. Plus, I like this album cover. I don't know, like a city in the sky or whatever. Anyway, I really like The Ladder, so I'm going to put it up here. I don't know where I would put it on the A tier here. I don't think it's going to go above Relay or anything, but I don't know. These two albums kind of hit me the same way. So I'm going to keep that there for now. The Quest, I think I liked like Ice Bridge. Let me look here. Yeah, you got the Ice Bridge, which was probably my favorite song from this album. Then you got Minus the Man, I liked pretty well. The Western Edge, Music to My Ears. Then they did some covers, I think, like Mystery Tours on there. Which I actually got to listen to that version again because I don't remember it much. But I think Dare to Know was okay. Again, it's another one of those newer albums that's pretty good, but it doesn't quite hit me like some of their other stuff. So I'm going to put it probably down here and C, kind of like a lot of their newer albums. But again, it's not bad at all. I still like these albums. I still go back to them, and I am not going off on John Davidson's voice. It's still a very good voice. It really fits the music and everything. He's a huge Rush fan, so I gotta give him credit there. But I don't know. I don't like the new albums. Well, that being said, this one, we'll get to that one. I do like the new albums. I just don't like them quite as much as some of their other stuff. Maybe it's because John Anderson had more soul with it. I don't know what it is, but yeah, I mean, they're good, just not quite up there for me. And then you got the Yes album, which Starship Trooper is, besides Close to the Edge, my favorite Yes song. I just think it's so cool. Then at the end, how they slowly build it back up, and then seeing him live do this song with like just a huge encore of like just jamming for like 5 minutes. It's such a fantastic song. And I think that every other song on that album is pretty good too. Let me look again. The Clap I'm not a fan of, but Yours Is No Disgrace, absolutely killer. I've Seen All Good People, killer. Perpetual Change, killer. I don't remember what A Venture is. Ventura Pet Detective? No, anyway. It's going to go up an S tier for me. I know not every single... I like the Clap and Adventure. I don't remember at all. But the songs that are on here that people know, that are actually played, I mean, they're just killer. I mean, these two albums back to back are just bam, bam, man. So good. All right, anyway. Now we're going to get to pre-Steve Howe, yes. I don't remember what the original guitarist was named. He did pretty well, though. Isn't Steve Howe, but he is good. Time and a Word. I do like the naked lady on the cover. I know I'm Christian and all that, but I mean, come on, it's very appealing. And yeah, this album, again, they haven't really found themselves yet. I do like, the No Opportunity Necessary, that one's like I think that's a cover, right? But then we get to Then. Then is the one song that I actually added to my playlist because I really thought that was good. I think they redo some, because I think I remember Every Days being on this album. I don't know, Every Days was pretty decent. Astral Traveler's pretty decent. Again, they remastered it on Spotify, so I can't remember which songs I had, but those all seem like the songs. I remember Astral Traveler being pretty good anyway. It's a good album, but they had not hit their stride quite yet. They were getting there, but they hadn't quite hit it yet. So Time and a Word for me is going to go... It's going to go in C. Yeah. I think that's where I'm going to put it, yeah. Tormato is going to be kind of a very similar thing. I do like, Future Times Rejoice, Don't Kill the Whale. On the Silent Wings of Freedom is my favorite song from the album. That is just an absolutely amazing song. I don't remember any of the others, though, really. I mean, they just didn't hit me. Madrigal, Release. Well, actually, I think I remember Release being pretty decent. Arriving UFO, Circus of Heaven might have been okay. I see why they took a break for a little bit, and then they came out with Drama and everything. They just... they were kind of falling here, and I still like the album again, but it's just not quite there for me. So I'm going to put it for now in C, and then I'm going to try to go back through these. Union, I have recently gained even more appreciation for. The first song that I heard from it was Lift Me Up, but I've been going through it again and again to kind of give it a better listen to, because before I thought it was a little disjointed. I mean, you got all the different players from Yes kind of coming together. I did watch the Union concert on YouTube. I might even get that DVD at some point, because that was really cool to see them all up there playing together, like trading solos and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, the band was definitely fractured at this point. That's why they did not stay together, and there was all sorts of disagreements and whatnot. But I do like the songs on this a decent bit. And then, of course, Lift Me Up almost sounds like Dream Theater in the beginning. So, yeah, I like a lot of the songs. I can't remember the other ones I was listening to that I liked a good bit. I think Shock to the System was really good, if I remember. I got to go back through it because Spotify, again, wiped out a lot of the songs that I had. So, I'll probably go back through and have to reorganize this list at some point. But for now, Union was good, and it has like the full sound of all of them. It takes a little bit to really get into and figure out that, there's like bits and pieces of Trevor Rabin's writing and style and Steve Howe's style and everything. So again, there's a lot of things in B where I just wouldn't quite say it's like top tier, yes, but it's also not. Again, these are not bad. I don't know. We'll see how this matches up when I try to organize these into equal numbers. Yes's first album, again, not bad. They're for a brand new band at 69 with some of the songs that are on here. I mean, it's quite good, I think. But okay, Every Days is on this first album. I remember that one being pretty decent. Again, they have some decent songs on here, but they haven't found themselves quite yet. It does sound like a product of the late 60s, kind of early 70s, like really early 70s vibe. That's why they reinvented themselves with the Yes album. So again, it's there. It's kind of a bit of historical. It's a historical piece, but it doesn't have anything that I ever really go back to and listen to with like any major excitement. It's just more kind of there to be like, yeah, this is what they sounded like. So yeah, again, it's decent, but not something I go back to very often. Now, Mirror to the Sky. This is the best thing they've come out with since Fly From Here. I think that this album is actually quite good. Cut from the Stars and yeah, All Connected was really good. Mirror to the Sky, Unknown Place. I can't remember if Luminosity was. I gotta like re-listen to a couple of these, but yeah, this album is actually really good. This hit me more than any of these three. I'll tell you that much. So I'm actually going to put this in A. And I'm actually going to put it kind of in this mixture of albums here. That's how much it hit me. I was kind of amazed. I thought that Yes was kind of dying out. They're pretty decent albums, but nothing too crazy. And then, yeah, Mirror to the Sky. Fantastic album. Good job, guys. So that is, I believe, my rankings. But I gotta balance out the rows, so we're gonna have some more fun here. Move from a page down here. Let's see, how many per row is this gonna be? There's 6 here. I think it's gonna be like 5 per row or something, and one row is gonna have 6. Can't do quick math right now. This Time in a Word will probably come down here. I mean, it's good. It's just this is the Yes sound here. By this point, they're getting there, but not quite there yet. I think I might actually like Talk better than Open Your Eyes. I kind of, and I don't know too much about this one. It is Fly From Here, so it's not bad at all. But it's just different vocals. I think I like both, so I'm going to keep that where it is. I'm going to move this down. Maybe I can move one up. Okay, I'm going to move this up. Well, I like it slightly better than Relayer because the songs aren't super, super long, but I still really like Relayer. I'll move Union down. How about that? Okay, so yeah, we gotta... Alright, I'll make you guys happy. I'm not too sure about the Key Studio, so I don't want to touch that because I feel like, from what I've heard, it's going to be pretty good. I will move... Oh, jeez. Big Generator and Talk. They're both pretty decent. I think I like Big Generator slightly better. Oh, but how am I going to do this? And then Ladder... I still really like the Ladder. It's going to go at the top of this one. Talk is going to go at the top of this one. Union I like better than that. I think I like Tormato better than that. And we'll kind of do it like this. I don't know. Between these two, I could go back and forth. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I think that's fair as well because I actually go back to this album more than I go back to Tales of Topographic Ocean. Someone is going to really hate me in the comments. I think that works. These two I'm going to leave at the bottom of B because I don't know enough about them, but they sound good. I don't want to discredit them and like say they're like D or create a whole new category because from what I'm hearing from them, well, obviously I know what's on this one, but yeah, I think it sounds good. Drama's better than Big Generator. The Drama might even be better than the Ladder, but well, Drama might even be an A album to be honest. But I don't know. I go back to the gosh dang, it's a difficult one. I'm going to put it above the Ladder. Close to the Edge, obviously, got to be top. I think I like Fragile better than 9012. Well, it's so close between these ones right here. These three, anyway. This one's ahead, by a decent bit. But yeah, these three are fantastic. This one's also extremely good. Yeah, I think that is the most fair album ranking I could give for it for now. I will come back because I want to make sure that I get this right. So I'm probably going to have to re-listen to a lot of these albums, and I probably will end up putting Key Studio exactly where it belongs, which it might end up just here at B, or it might end up at A. It doesn't, from what I have briefly listened to tonight, it's not going to end up in D. So I think this is about as good of a ranking I can get from keeping them in their, in 5 per row here. So, yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the album ranking today, and comment what your album ranking is or what you would have changed, and maybe suggest some bands that I could check out in the next video, and maybe try to do another album ranking. Because yeah, the problem with these videos is, even though I like doing them, and there's a lot of bands that I know like most of their albums, like even like Foreigner, for instance, love Foreigner, I don't know much of their stuff past the 80s. So I gotta kind of take a look at some of the newer stuff from a lot of these bands before I can even begin to rank them, and I just don't have enough time. Or I forget about it, and it's like a whole thing. Like right now I'm going through Duran Duran. I don't know, I listen to them, like I heard them on my playlist. I'm like, you know what, I've never done a deep dive into them, so that's what I'm doing right now. There's certain bands that I do it for, and then certain bands, like, I kind of start to do it, and then I get off track, and then I never finish, and it's like, well, I guess I can't do an album ranking for them because I don't know all their albums. So, yeah, it's kind of the same with Black Sabbath. I wanted to do them today. I could have done their, first, 5 or 6 albums, and Heaven and Hell in there, but I don't know all of them, so... Anyway, I will attempt to find what I'm going to do next time and make sure that I've got that down to a point, and then I can put that, I can do another video later. So anyway, before we leave, I will put out the verse of the day real quick. So let me get on to the old Bible app and see what we got here for today. Okay, we're going to Ephesians. All right. Ephesians 6:12, for our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the powers, against the world forces of this darkness, against the spiritual forces of wickedness in the heavenly places. All right. That's that's actually kind of a crazy verse for the day. But anyway, hope you all have a nice day, evening, morning, whenever you're watching this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye.